to the last conversation of day 2 at Protean Pavilion at the Global FinTech Fest 2025. For this conversation, may I please first invite Mr. Rahul Aggarwal, VP Product at Protean. Welcome, Rahul. Please. And to bring in interesting insight around consent management under DPDP Act, we've got Mr. Suresh Sarangipani, CIO, Muthoot Finance. Welcome, sir. Over to you, Rahul.
So good evening, sir. Thank you for taking the time out to come for this conversation. Right.
Thank you, Rahul, for calling me and giving me an opportunity
Right.
for speaking with you. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you. So, given currently your role at Muthoot as a CIO, and with the DPDPA Act now, draft guidelines in place,
Correct.
there's a lot of buzz around how to implement the requirements under that act. So, if I have to start with a broad-based question to say, looking as a CIO of a big NBFC, how do you see the fundamentally how does this change from your perspective into how data governance is done at institutions like Muthoot?
Yes, so DPDP is the talk of the town, and if any second vendor comes with the DPDP Act implementation and of the thing. So while on the DPDP, while I am sure that most of the organization, especially financial organization, are always already on the halfway. The main two things which they ask is consent management, consent from the customer, and the protection of the customer data. These are the two key points. If you take away, I mean, if you summarize in a very minute thing, so these are the two takeaways. Consent, if you say, I say as a financial institution, we take the consent from the customer. Yes, there may be some additional detailing has to be done to protect the customer data, and permission to be taken if you are sharing the data to the outside world. Second piece is to store to have the data in a secured manner, keep the data in a secure manner so that it is protected and not shared with any outside entity without the permission of the customer. There is a small problem which I feel as a finance IT guy, wherein we share the data with many third parties for verification, for for collecting other details and all. So there the problem is the onus of the data belongs to the finance, who the data is collected, who is collecting the data from the customer. So in this case it will be the bank. So there what will happen, the onus remains with the banker, and if any data leaks from the third party or a subcontractor or some other, the person which I have given, then it becomes the onus. So that becomes a difficult part when you engage with multiple vendors. If it's a new vendor and if he is starting if a fresh vendor, for them it's a very difficult task because the trust to get into that kind of a thing is very difficult. Of course, for Protean kind of an organization, this will come as a benefit. But for a new person, new entity, it's very difficult.
Right. Thank you. Uh, so, like we see, the BFSI space has quite evolved in the past a couple of decades, and the kind of entrenchment of customer life cycle that's there with different kind of BFSI products. So, and accordingly, in the last 2 decades, there are numerous systems and for IT management for the life cycle of the customer. So, do you see the kind of requirements that DPDPA brings into picture? Do you see or do you foresee what would be a key challenge given that there's a lot of legacy data systems that have been created? How the implementation of DPDPA brings about what kind of a major challenge given that these kind of legacy systems
Yes.
exist?
So the major thing which will come is that internally also you share the data to multiple people. There is a lot of restrictions will come, especially to the operational team. So it will be who wants what, and only share what is required. So the granularity will come, and hence it will be very difficult for the legacy system to do put the controls right away. Either you have to rework on the systems or you have to put the new systems in place. So there is a lot amount of work which can, yeah, I need to be very closer. So yeah, so it's a lot amount of work has to be done in the application per se. Um, I do agree, if legacy system, then it's, I mean, it's a trouble we are inviting.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if we look at
Yeah.
the BFSI space specifically, in the initiative of RBI on account aggregator, right? So account aggregator brings in a certain level of consent management already for the BFSI space,
Yes.
right? So do you see with the requirements, broader requirements under DPDPA, do you see account aggregators having a substantial
Very
overlap
much.
or kind of a synergy in implementing the guidelines of
Very
DPDPA?
much, very much. I mean, account aggregator helps you to get the consent from the customer without which you can't get. So that's what I said. Already the financial institutions are taking consent. 50% of things are already done for the consent part. And of course the data security, because Aadhaar vault is there, then sharing of Aadhaar is restricted. So half the part is already done.
Right.
And now you have to stitch all these things together. Only thing we are waiting when the DPDP Act will come into place. It's still to be approved, and it's still to be an act, right? So we are just waiting for that DPDP Act to come into place.
And do you also think that going forward, what kind of an impact DPDPA will have on the data governance processes at these institutions?
So look, cross-sell, we, I mean, institution does a lot of cross-sell, lead sourcing we do. So there will be a lot of restrictions which I is expecting from there, and data sharing which we do for other third-party services. They are all will be questioned and they will be regulated much. I mean, there I am seeing more on their part, because for doing the business, this is a must ask for from them. And for banking, yes, the changes will come, and most of the changes are already applied. I'm repeating. I'm repeating again, but it's the thing which I need to stress upon.
So in a sense, what you're trying to say is that it's equally now become important for data processors also, in addition to
Exactly,
to,
exactly,
to the
exactly.
institutions,
And
that
no,
they have a mechanism to help the main institution or the data fiduciary to help to process and have control on data in line with the DPDP Act.
correct. So it's becomes from for them also. It will be very important for them. Changes has to come at their level also. So there is no run away from that.
Right. And given that the flavor of the air is artificial intelligence these days, so do you think artificial intelligence has any role to kind of in this space, or is it too early to say that
Yeah, I'm seeing, look, how it will come, because now artificial intelligence are put on cloud. It's data going outside. Again, the question comes there. So there will be artificial intelligence will have a problem with DPDP. Not it will. I
not the
don't
other
think
way
it
around?
can have some helping here, because if, I mean, it's becoming. I mean, as an IT person, things will be difficult to get the work done. Get the work
Right.
done. Yeah.
Understood. And if you were to make any suggestions or to the regulator, to the government from this stage, in with your respect to compliance under the new act, would there be any suggestions you would like to make?
Can you repeat?
If you from this stage you would want to make a any suggestion or suggestion to the government, to or government or the regulator to
Look,
help you comply
I
with
got it.
the
Yeah,
the
I
act,
got
yeah.
it. Look, the thing is that why this act is there to protect the customer data, which is flowing in the air. So to regulate, I mean, it should be there. But the way it is going to come is the question: how much it will be regulated, and entirely it's a new thing for the banking sector or for the financial. And this is not for financial; it's for everybody. It's not only for financial. This is for everybody. So need to see how quickly this will be implemented, and the penalty they have said is very high. So how that all will hamper the business, need to see a lot, how it is coming up.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you,
So much.
thank you, Rahul. Thank you.
Over to Palak.
Thank you both for doing this, and this was a very interesting conversation. Thank you so much. I'm sure it's been a long day for you. Could I just request Rahul to felicitate Mr. Suresh, please?